Hello and welcome to the 30th episode of the Two Brits, One Yank podcast. Mm-hmm. We've replaced Tops after his shambolic performance. I say last week, it was actually 20 minutes ago. With Oscar. Oscar, do you want to come in front of the camera? He's too nervous.
I wouldn't. Not with all this stuff in front.
But Oscar, if you didn't hear, he is trying to name his all-time Premier League XI, as that is the theme for today's episode. And he has given us Petr Cech in goal, which not bad. Ashley Cole's all right. And then he's gone Van Dijk, Saliba, Trent as the three of his back four.
Yes.
You can tell that he is not born before the year of... When are you born? 2008. That's crazy. 2008, if you didn't hear that. 2008.
That's scary, man.
And
there's players that are playing like in top like football now, like Lamine Yamal.
Yeah, that's mental.
Come on, like
that one does hurt when you see someone ripping up your country and he's like 16.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
But like, look at Lamine Yamal and then you look at Oscar. It's just such a difference in maturity and.
That's facts.
Do you know what I mean?
Because he's Spanish.
Oh, because he's Spanish is what Oscar said. Oscar's not mature because he's not Spanish. He's Indian though, which you found out recently.
Yeah, 10% Indian, right?
Yeah.
He's got nervous on pod, just like he was the other day when I caught him FaceTiming the girl.
Wow.
Yeah.
You have anything to say for yourself or no?
Oscar, tell us, why are you playing squad 4 now? You were in squad 3. What happened?
All the first years got moved down to squad 4.
All the first years got moved. You got relegated, basically, what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's mental. What are you going to do to get back up in squad 3?
Oh, you can't do anything.
Bro said he can't do
What do you
anything.
mean? If you're ripping
I'm
up
hearing the
games, of
excuses. That's
course.
crazy.
If you're ripping up the games, of course they're going to put you up.
Where are you playing now? He was a winger, Oscar. Where are you playing now?
Left back.
Damn, downgrade. Failed winger.
No, but for Luz, I still play left wing.
For Lose Lions, still left winging. Don't mind it. Still got 115?
Yeah.
I like that one. That's why I'm now number 15 for Maidstone, because Oscar.
You could know because he's copied me.
Oh,
That's
W.
crazy that he
Copied
copied
me.
you.
I copied Regan Booty, copied you.
Yeah.
And do you know what? I said this to you.
Yeah.
Somebody said to me,
Yeah.
wow, that's the quickest 15 shirt has moved in years.
Well, who
because
said that?
someone said it to me on the other
No
side.
one said that. No one said that.
They said-
He said it yesterday in the car park. No one
He
said
said
that.
no one said
Because
no one
Sam
said.
Bone was it last year, 2 years before that, whatever, Regan. Do you know what I mean? It's been a long time since the 15th had a little bit of...
You know what? I've missed his spoofing. I have missed it. I've missed it, bro. You
Yeah. Wow.
got to back me up then.
I mean, I don't even know what to say.
Hey, my worst...
I'm not going to back
My
you up,
worst
and I'm
football-
definitely not going to back you up now as well.
My worst footballing memory was the CONCACAF 2018.
My worst football memory was watch this brother and his shot last night at the keeper. I didn't even make the highlights.
Damn, I had to
Didn't even
imagine.
make the highlights.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Although, you know what?
Do you know what
hopefully,
made the TikTok?
hopefully by
Plug.
the time this comes out, he'll have scored for Maidstone because this will be 2 weeks later.
Yeah,
So,
true.
yeah, they probably won't even know what we're talking about. But
There is a
just
lot of
know
games
this
coming
brother
up.
had a dribbling shot at the keeper last night and was all mad because it didn't make the highlights.
The funny thing is
That's crazy.
that in that situation, you wouldn't have got there, so you can't complain.
What do you mean?
You wouldn't have got that. You wouldn't be able to turn the man and run past him like I did.
Yeah, I'll just play 1-2 around him.
Yeah, I like that. The brains. I don't
Yeah,
mind that.
someone like that.
I don't mind that.
The brains, what do you mean? It's still the same outcome.
Yeah, but that's obviously more brains. You play a 1-2 random, take him out of the game where you just pure explosiveness.
Hey,
Don't
you're-
come for
you're
me.
just-
I'm just saying.
Don't come for me when
This
it's
brother's
ball
just
knowledge, baby.
athleticism. Hey.
Yeah.
Don't come for me when
What do you
it's
mean
ball
by that,
knowledge.
All right, well.
That is crazy. That is crazy. That is crazy.
What do you mean I'm just pure athleticism?
Cut. Cut.
Right.
All right, without further
I
ado.
don't need to go into any sort of this is shot 20 minutes later, so we've literally there's nothing else to cover in the intro.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Do you want to rattle off what today's
Yeah.
theme is? So touching it briefly, but this I've just said to you, do you want to do it?
And then you've just
Take it.
taken my cue. Yeah, so I've
That's the
seen this
brains.
actually on the Ben Foster podcast. A lot of the times when people do these best 11s, they do an individual, but I want us, especially because there's an odd number, democracy, I want us to do one together.
Cool.
You know, pick our best, the Two Brits, One Yank, best all-time 11.
And I've got to be honest, Conor said to me in the car when I grabbed him, and he said, have you been preparing? I said, brother, I've done zero research. I thought I was
He's
just
all
gonna...
about his TikTok, that's
I
why.
thought
He's
I
doing
was
his voiceover all morning.
I actually haven't done the voiceover.
Really?
No, I'm
Oh,
doing
you
it
just
later
clipping
tonight.
it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I woke up at like 11 because I didn't go to bed till so late last night. So, yeah, I haven't done any research, but this is going to be straight off the dome. Stump peg-esque. If you know stump peg is, then you know football. If you don't, You don't.
I don't know who he is. I can't.
It's a girl. That's crazy.
I don't know who she is.
You'd actually love her.
Sorry,
Love her.
is
She's
this-
unbelievable.
I might know. Wait, is it the girl that like visited all the grounds?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
She's
yeah.
leg.
I do
She's
know
so
her.
good.
She's so
Is
yeah.
this
She's great.
Premier League?
Premier League,
Excellent.
and
All the time.
we're going just off Premier League careers.
In your opinion, but I'm gonna.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's the
Be
criteria.
controversial with it.
Yeah.
If a player was unbelievable in La Liga, like Ronaldo, for instance, we'll figure out if he gets into our team or not. But his Real Madrid accolades don't
Do you know
count
of course.
towards this.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
just
But
pure
so-
Premier League, no FA Cup included, all Premier League.
So Ryan Giggs will be in your team then, is what you're saying. Right, let's carry on. Let's go.
We'll see. All right, yeah. So should we start building the team from the back?
Championships are built off great defenses. I think that's the good place to start.
That's my favourite saying.
I love that saying.
I love that saying.
All right. So in goal, who are we gonna start with?
I love him too. Yeah.
I know.
Petr Cech.
Has to be.
No, I see. When I did my research earlier, Peter Schmeichel, but then again, we didn't really get to see him play.
Brother.
Yeah,
So-
that's one thing that we have to mention. We're both born in '99. You're born in '98.
Yeah.
So
Weathered. You are weathered.
He definitely. Excuse me.
Yeah, 98. You're old, bro.
Oh yeah, no. But you've probably seen highlights of Schmeichel. You know
highlights, but
football.
I don't think I've ever seen him live. He was at City towards the end of his career.
I've seen
maybe.
them win the Euros. Pass his way to the Euro final. To the championship.
I just think from how old we are, from our perspective, I think it should. Well, I don't think it. People might agree, disagree, but I think Petr Cech.
Statistically, it is Czech. though.
Yeah, he's the only keeper with over 200 clean sheets in the Prem. I think he had.
Yes.
I think he had 24 in the 2004-2005 season. Only conceded 50. Why are you laughing, bro?
Hey, bro's been studying all morning.
I mean, I know.
You know, the funny thing is, he went, yeah, I think he's the only.
That's what I'm laughing at.
He's the only keeper with over
just
200.
No,
he told me this
he's
morning.
knocking
Hey, no, I have been doing my studies.
No,
but
yeah,
that,
that's what I'm laughing
I
at.
knew that.
You're just-
that.
you're
Yeah, but he didn't tell
knocking
me.
off
No, but the funny thing is,
facts.
earlier went, he's had over 200, and then he said, I think. I know he knows. He
Yeah.
doesn't think.
I
He
do
knows.
know, but that's not from this morning. So yeah, he had over 200 clean sheets. He won 4 of Chelsea's 5 Prem titles. I think it has to be Petr Cech.
And then after those seasons, he still got
Nah,
let go of him for
Look at the
Courtois.
the racism imitating an American accent, bro.
Bro, you said
you
that I
give-
was just good for. I'm just explosive and athletic. That's
This
You
what
are
you said.
athletic.
This brother's head's gone. This brother's head is gone.
There was actually a little bit, guys, that we
Yeah.
had to cut then.
Yeah, I was-
Connor's having a go
Off
at me.
camera, he was getting frustrated. He was
He's
getting
lucky.
angry.
I almost reached over and slapped him, but I decided to let him
I'm gonna
off.
sack you if you carry on.
You can't sack me.
I'm gonna sack you.
Earlier, he said it was a. What did he say it was? Democracy. I'll sack him too.
Yeah, I'm
Alright,
gonna
fine.
sack you.
2 Brits, no Yanks.
Indian and you come.
Honourable mention: Edwin van der Sar.
Very good. Very good.
Thank you, bro.
Very good keeper.
Wait,
Give me
sorry.
some facts. Give me some
sorry.
facts.
Oscar is holding up a picture of David De Gea in the background.
It's prime. It's prime.
Oh no, you're actually sacked.
Good keeper.
No, it's
I don't
not a
think-
bad
This
shout.
is the same
but-
keeper that when he started, they had to go get his eyes tested, and they found out that he was like partially
Oh.
blind.
Sorry, did you see what he tweeted actually a few weeks back, which was naughty about Ten Hag when he got sacked?
No, I didn't see it. Might have. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a parody account or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be
It was
fair.
actually Slow Sports News.
He got dumped by Slow
Yeah,
Sports
that
News.
is true. No, I
No, but I
think
didn't
he.
see it.
I was hoping you wasn't going to see it because bloody hell, I think it was like the eyes emoji or something, but it was basically a dig at
Ten Hag.
Ten Hag, yeah.
Well, he kept the season that he left. He had the most clean sheets in the Prem, and they brought in Onana. He had a pretty poor first year. He's having a good season this year, but
Very good season, yeah.
I
He
think
makes simple mistakes, doesn't he?
yeah, I think De Gea is definitely underrated. He's just struggled with physicality at times. You know, he's just not the biggest, most imposing keeper, and that's what this league's about.
And football can change so quickly because I remember once upon a time there was a season where he was.
Once upon a time.
Why are you laughing at me?
I
for,
remember
bro?
once upon a time.
Bro's about to tell a bedtime
Yeah, what
story.
the hell?
No, but there was a season where he was unbelievable, like, and everyone was raving about him, and then like I said, football can change so quickly because then people just like there's so many memes of him now, and like so many mistakes that he made towards the back end of his United career that people probably remember him more for now because of that.
Yeah, I just think it has to be Petr Cech.
Yeah, I
Should we
know,
go to outside back on the right?
but outside back,
Oh my god.
Outside back?
outside back on the right. I will say, you know what, Zabaleta could be one. Zabaleta.
brother.
No. Let me cook.
Oscar, come in.
Let me cook.
Zabaleta.
And he called him Zabialeta as well.
Let me cook.
That's the first
Brother,
person
please
that you
let me
mentioned.
cook. Let me cook. I'm just saying for his accolades.
Bro, I think he probably won like 2 titles, maybe. I don't
If
know.
you're gonna say like
like,
Neville or someone, I'd be like, oh, okay. Like
Zabaleta.
and Zabialeta.
Zabialeta.
That's mental. Come
Nah,
on.
that's crazy. And I thought you did
He
your
did research.
I thought you did your
There's
research.
a few pages that were saying something like that. I said, I'm going to steal that for the pod. I got shot straight down. Why? Who would you say?
Well, I think there's 3 that you put above him automatically.
Kyle Walker.
Ivanovic, Kyle Walker, Gary Neville.
Agreed.
All 3 go above Zabaleta.
Yeah. No, I
I think you could say Trent over Zabaleta. In terms of like
Output maybe, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I think from ability, yeah, but also you have to take
We need balance in this team though. We need balance.
Yeah,
Not having
it's
Trent.
true.
consideration as well, like his appearances and stuff like that. So you wait till I come to midfielders and I start knocking off Gareth Barry. At the most Premier League appearances. Out of that list, I think I'd go for Kyle Walker personally.
I think if you're going talent and he's still active, so there's room for him to win more titles. I think it is Kyle Walker, but I mean Gary Neville,
Fall off recently, bless him.
he's been poor.
Yeah,
He's been
He
poor.
got banned the other day by Timo Werner.
The thing is, I think his head was just gone in that game. Like, I don't think he actually thought... He's always been so arrogant because players
just
haven't
so
tried to
quick.
run him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, like, now he's actually, like, lost that... Maybe not even lost that yard, but he's just not 100% fitness. That he was almost shocked that Werner was actually trying to run him.
It'll be interesting to see now if people try and run him more because of that. I
100%.
wonder
There's
if,
not many people that can run him though. There's still the 2
There's quite a few
people.
wingers in the Prem, though.
Yeah, but
don't forget Adama Traore.
Adama
banned him as
Traore-
well,
Yeah,
a
but
few
Adama
weeks
Traore is
back.
different.
it's
It's
the
different.
quickest. And Timo Werner is rapid.
Yeah.
He is rapid.
That's true.
That was also in Werner was off the bench. It was
Yeah.
in the 90th minute.
3-0.
Yeah. I think with Walker, one thing that you are seeing it's the schedule and that long he hasn't had a preseason, right? And he's 34. That's a lot to come to terms with at that age. So yeah, I still think it's him, but I mean Gary Neville, the thing is Gary Neville is so self-deprecating and he's great with his commentary and he does always dig into himself. Won the Prem, I think. I know. 8 times. But
8 times.
yeah, that is some research today. But 8 times, and you know that's no small feat. So he definitely deserves a shout. But I still do think it is Kyle
He
Walker.
can warm on the bench. He can warm
Yeah.
on the bench.
Yeah. So who are we saying our center back pairing?
Chuck a few names out there. We're going Van Dijk and Saliba.
Yeah. I was so...
Saliba, who's played in the Prem for what 3 seasons, not one.
Yeah, Oscar's just
anything?
knocked off a good one. Rio Ferdinand.
Great
Rio
shout,
Ferdinand.
Oscar.
I think
Well
Rio
done.
Ferdinand's in my team personally.
Me too.
I was going to say Rio Ferdinand, John Terry.
Oh.
Yeah. Not too much love lost between the 2 of them.
Yeah.
Jeez, yeah.
No
They
communication.
might not get on in the changing room.
No communication
Some
across that
partnership
back line, but
Yeah.
yeah, Tony Adams, great career. I mean, I never really saw him in his prime, but unbelievable career. Vidic,
Vidic
And
for
with
me
a
is
shout.
honourable mention for sure.
does Gary Cahill deserve an honorable mention?
I think you're clutching there, brother.
Yeah,
think
I'm
you're
more
clutching.
Yeah.
I'm more brought it out to see what you guys would say.
Yes, yeah,
Mertesacker.
I don't mind this.
Are we missing any? Van Dijk? Did we say him already?
VVD
Van
maybe as an
Dijk.
individual player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably got to be up there. If we might have to redo this and not do overall careers, but say like one season.
I
I
mean,
think that'd be a
his-
really good video that like we just say like
Yeah, but but can you back it? I mean, he has, but can you back it up for those consistent years that these boys and that we're?
I'm saying like we do a
Ferdinand.
different team. We do a different team. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe like one season, like peak Premier League output.
Ooh,
but-
for another video.
Yeah, for another video.
meat you on the
Great
bench.
show. oh, bro, yeah.
Poppy Cisse,
Yeah.
half
Yeah.
season.
Dribble Cisse for Sunderland that year.
What year?
That year, man. That year when he kept changing up the hairstyles.
That
Yeah.
unforgettable year that I forgot.
Yeah.
was a
What
cold
was it
year.
again, bud?
As, who was that brother for Ghana? Azerbaijan as well. When
Yeah,
he ripped
he
up
was-
the World Cup.
Yeah.
Number 3.
Cold.
But yeah, it's one of those. I think it probably is Van Dijk, Ferdinand and Terry.
Yeah.
I think John Terry is probably the best center half in the Prem. Definitely the best captain. Won 5 titles. Chelsea hasn't won a Prem without him. I'm most clean sheets in the Prem for a defender, and great goal scoring output. I think he has more goals, obviously different leagues, but Xavi and Iniesta, he has more goals than for Chelsea in the Prem than they did for Barca in La Liga. I think he has over 40 Prem goals, which for a defender,
It's mental.
it's just crazy.
That is crazy numbers.
There are great strikers in the Prem that haven't hit 100 goals.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it does have
I mean,
to be
Iniesta
done
did
to-
go a whole year without a goal or assist, though. That's crazy, isn't it?
It's nuts.
That's some good ball
I don't
knowledge.
understand how, I guess,
And some Barca
He's
fans
so-
were hating him.
but he's so creative. How do you go that long? And all you have to
But
do
bro,
is
it was the amount of like pre-assists he had.
Yeah.
Were ridiculous.
playing it to
Yeah.
the left back who's playing it across for Messi and
Literally.
Suarez. Yeah. But all you have to do in that team is just give it to Messi. Surely you're getting at least 5 assists. If you just every time you got the ball look for Messi, you're getting 5 to 10 assists no matter what.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy. Are we agreeing on that?
Yeah.
JT and Rio?
Yep.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
No, I think the left back is. I think it's the most nailed on position.
Yeah,
maybe,
100%.
in the whole team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
Still
Yeah,
so free.
appreciate.
I knew he was going to come up with
I was
something.
going to late
I
mates.
thought he was going to say Kolarov or something.
Kolarov.
Yeah.
Cut off
Mentioned.
for free kick merchant. Yeah.
Oh my God, he used to whack the ball.
Nah, come on.
It has to be
Ashley
Ashley Cole.
Ashley Cole, yeah.
An invincible,
Yeah.
won the league with
Ashley
Chelsea.
Cole.
Yeah.
Cashley Cole. I mean, he was just so good, wasn't he?
Yeah.
What was that noise? Bro, this
What are
guy's
you
eating,
doing? We're trying to record a podcast.
This guy's eating, I don't know what you guys call
Call
him.
it
We call
a
him-
froob.
Yeah, we call him Go-Gurts.
Andy Robinson.
Is it what?
Go-Gurts?
Like
Like
I
a-
got on the go.
Yeah, it's clever name.
That's actually
That is a
clever.
clever name.
What
but
do
I
you
did not
guys call
expect
it?
that.
Froob.
Fruit.
No, because it's a brand.
It's the brand.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
brand, yeah.
Yeah, so it's Go-Gurts, the
Okay.
brand.
The,
Oh,
the
okay.
first brand to do it was Froobs, and then ever since
Yeah.
then just called
In
Froobs.
fact, that's
Alright.
one episode we're gonna have to do is
Comparing.
American
Oh my
slang.
god, we should actually
That's
try
English
food and
slang.
stuff.
Yeah, that'd be a great
Yes.
idea. I don't know who's cooking because it's not me.
Nah, we're buying stuff.
We
bro.
Yeah,
could do
yeah.
that. We could actually do that next episode, bro.
Yeah, we
So
should
there's
do
an
that.
American shop down the road.
They might be listening to
It's
us.
just American
We'll do
sweets,
that.
bro.
Yes, we
Yeah,
want. That's what we
it's
care
fine.
about, bro.
Oh, I think you wanted like
I'd have
dishes.
to go and
What's American dish?
French fries.
the American style
Cheeseburger?
pancakes.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, we don't really have.
You don't have
Yeah.
that.
Country's not even 250 years old. A lot of it is just stuff that's brought
You
in.
just-
They laughed
yeah,
at Trader
just-
Joe's bagel. 3 million people.
Three
We got
million?
300.
God, hey,
love
don't
it,
even get me
man.
started. I could do a whole pod on that. I could do a whole pod on
Like,
that.
what do you? And we had to watch it from home.
we had to go watch.
Oh my God. And well, I'm going to go back to that tournament. You know what was the craziest thing about that? Mexico is obviously our biggest rivals. Landon Donovan, who is one of our best ever players, did an advert encouraging Americans to support Mexico.
yeah, I remember
I-
you saying.
So many people lost so much respect for him.
Yeah.
And he said he regrets doing it. But
Yeah, it was
hey,
silly to do that.
his bank account
It's like-
must have
it's
been
like-
looking healthy
yeah.
after
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
And-
regret it if it looks that healthy?
I don't know. I
Nah,
mean,
you just come out and say you regret it to try and get people back
Yeah.
on side, but you're.
and you know
Yeah,
what's
yeah,
funny about it as well? He probably was the player that Mexico hated the most, and he just did that. It
You
was
gained
nuts.
some Mexican brother for those followers anyway.
Yeah, but all right, let's move on to the midfield. Shout out, by the way, Landon Donovan, little two loan stints at Everton, showing out for the Americans in the Prem.
Oh yeah, don't
Doesn't
mind.
make this team, but maybe another one.
you go.
What are we saying for the midfield, boys?
Are we gonna? Well, what formation are we gonna play? 4-4-2.
Yeah, I think we'll do a 4-4-2.
4-4-2. I'm gonna have maybe one striker as more of an out and out and one slightly off him.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can do.
Okay.
Can do.
Oh yeah, good show.
Well, I think that the main 3 Englishmen, Gerrard, Scholes, Lampard.
Yeah.
Vieira has to be in with a shout, as in just in the conversation. I think.
Yeah, I mean,
It
Roy
ma-
Keane.
Yeah,
Roy Keane's in with
Yeah,
a shout.
Roy Keane for sure.
It's a tough one. We probably should. It's so hard going forward because if you only do one striker, you do a 4-3-3, you're leaving out so many unbelievable players.
Mm-hmm.
But then I think there's probably more strikers than midfielders that you leave out.
Mm-hmm.
So you probably do have to do 2 up front, 2 in the midfield.
Mm-hmm.
But
David
Yeah.
Silva in there as well.
That was
that's a
what
great
player,
that's a
man.
great shot. Yaya Toure, one of
was
the
gonna say
best
Yaya,
individual
yeah.
seasons.
Oscar's
we've
holding
ever
up De
seen.
Bruyne.
De Bruyne,
KDB.
De Bruyne's a good show.
He like at his peak could be the best.
Yeah.
I'm not putting him in that midfield, but I do think in terms of peak De Bruyne, like
Yeah, he
can't really
goes-
get much better,
untouchable,
can you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he goes into the team for that episode for sure.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, so I would say for me, I think non-negotiable Frank Lampard has to be in there. I think non-negotiable. He's my favorite. Well, he's my favorite ever player, so that's
He's
why.
my favourite player.
No, he is. I mean, all-time leading goal scorer for Chelsea.
Remember, he said this is a democracy, so we can get him out.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying for me. I didn't say for us. I said for me. 177 Prem goals, and that's right, by the way. Checked this morning. But yeah, I think he just has to be in there. His output is striker worthy,
Yeah,
and
like
he's a
no other.
midfielder. So yeah, I think he has to be in there.
I'm
for
definitely
sure.
not going to argue with Frank Lampard's inclusion.
And you better not as a Chelsea supporter. Although
No,
you
I totally agree.
okay.
I totally agree. But if you could take away your first professional goal to spend an hour with Frank Lampard, would you do it?
Yeah, I'm just gonna get my
I know,
second
yeah,
one. Yeah,
I know.
100%.
That's cold,
Yeah,
that's
come
cold.
on, bro.
That's a bit of a stupid question, to be fair. But you always go on about that first goal.
That was the only one. So
Yeah,
that's why.
shit.
Okay, what happens then if you never score a professional goal for the next 5 years?
No way. No.
Damn, I was going to say you could go on holiday with Frank Lampard.
Yeah.
No way.
You could be Frank Lampard's best mate.
But I'm not like in love with him. Like, who's my favorite player? But that's
Bro
really
was
it.
screaming, not negotiable.
Yeah, it is non-negotiable, and it wasn't negotiable. Hey, you didn't put
Hey.
up a fight, and my
Yeah,
fellow Chelsea fans.
I agree with you. I
Yeah.
agree with you. We just got to go for the next one.
This is where it's the big one, I think. Like, it's a big battle, a big toss-up between, obviously, Gerrard.
I just think...
Maybe because Gerrard hasn't won the Prem. It's
That's
so
what-
tough to put him in there.
That's what keeps him out for me.
Yeah, it's so tough to put
I
him in
put
there.
Scholes in.
I think I put
You have
Scholes in
to.
as well.
I'm just trying to think the balance of the team. You've got Scholesy sitting, Lampard bombing on.
Again, it's hard. It's hard for this one as well because you're actually just like hurting. Gerrard is hurt by his loyalty, and that's what all football fans want for players, right? And yeah, he could have done that move to Chelsea, and all the Liverpool fans would have been upset. And then you know what? I think he probably goes in the conversation as the best Prem midfielder ever. Like, I think talent-wise, he probably could do more than both Lampard and Scholes, right? But if you don't win the Prem at, 15 chances of trying, it's hard to get into the best team ever. And if he had more goals than Lampard, he could probably make a case for it, but I think Lampard beats him in goals and assists. So, yeah, I think Scholes has 10 or 11 Prems.
Yeah.
Can't really...
And when he came back? Came back and bought some boots down Sports Direct.
Yeah. The number 22 when
That's
he came
crazy.
back. I mean,
And then
just the
chewed on his
talent.
daughter's toes.
That was, bro.
That
I
was
was
disgusting.
I was just literally thinking I was gonna say, but yeah, you need to see what that brother's up to. But I go still asleep.
Can we have someone like that in our team?
True.
Gerrard, get in.
Skullsy's skipper.
But you have to say, like, Roy Keane, I think a lot of people remember him as like a hard man. Like, he was a great footballer. Again, it's not the Prem, but he single-handedly dragged Man United through to the final in '99 when they were treble winners against Juventus. So great player who's probably just remembered now for a couple of bad tackles.
Yeah.
But that's just, how it goes. You just can't watch football live that happened 25 years ago.
Of course not.
So, yeah, I would say I'm pretty comfortable with those two in midfield. What do you guys think?
I'm pretty settled on that.
I
as well.
agree.
Yeah.
We said Scholesy.
Yeah.
So, do you know what I mean? You knocked off Lampard, so yeah, I'd have them in my two. And it's got to be so controversial as well.
Yeah.
You have people
The
watching this
issue
going,
is,
"Why
if
do
there was
I
a
know
Liverpool
about
fan
that?"
at the table, I know that the Gerrard shout
Oh,
would be...
100%. About a proper Liverpool fan. Like, if you had tops here, talking, yeah, I agree with you.
He would put Trent in midfield.
Yeah.
You heard he said that on phone.
He was like, yeah, Southgate's doing it. I think it'll work. And then it just didn't work. And he was
No,
like,
we
oh.
said it to him before the Binksy pod. We said, do you prefer Trent in midfield or at right back? I'd say midfield, I said, why? So wasn't it?
On paper, it makes sense, but it just didn't in matches,
Yeah, no, exactly.
But, yeah, okay, so I guess we'll do left and... Are we calling them wingers? Very attacking. 4-2-4.
We'll say wide men. We'll just say wide,
Wide
men.
man? Okay.
Honourable mentions.
What way are we going first, right? Are we doing both at the same time?
Should we
or-
just go left? Because I think I think that's another one where you just can't say no to.
Yeah. Okay, we'll go...
Hey, there's going to be... You're going to be
Are you
surprised.
going to argue against that?
You're going to be surprised.
Really?
Yeah. you're
Who
gonna
are
be
you
surprised.
saying on
I
the
was
left?
going to say Ronaldo.
And do you know what? And I agree, but I know that this man doesn't.
I mean, he's unbelievable.
Oh,
right?
we are so making a reel out of this. Go on.
No,
quick.
but he was in the Prem for 6 years. He left the Prem at 24.
Right.
Right? This is what they've done in the Prem.
Mm-hmm.
He won a Ballon d'Or in the Prem, but won 3 titles, had 100 goals, but there are a lot of wingers that have more goals than him. You could put out Henry out there, which is what I would like to do, who I think is potentially the best ever Prem player, right? Yeah, it's I'm not against having him in by any means, but I don't think he's a shoo-in. You also do have Ryan Giggs off the left. It's about Prem careers, 100+ goals, 100+ assists, 13 titles. I don't think Ronaldo is a shoo-in on the left. Maybe, again, if we're going off peak, probably one of the best seasons that we've ever seen was that 07-08 season. But I don't think he has to be in the team.
For me, I can't see past him. And I'm a big Messi fanboy. And it would actually make me a bit happy.
He's very controversial. If there's anyone who's going to argue against a point, it's him.
It'd make me very happy for him not to be in the team.
Listen, this is a hill I won't die on, excluding Ronaldo from an all-time Prem 11. Like, it's... Yeah. I completely understand the reasoning. It's just, I don't think he has to be in.
Before Rodri won the Ballon d'Or recently, has anyone else won the Ballon d'Or playing in the Prem?
Well, because it's just been him, Messi, and Modric that one year.
Exactly. So that's why I was thinking he had to be. Obviously, Rodri's recent season, but was Rodri as pivotal to Man City? Obviously, they're doing terrible now without him. Was he doing a pivotal in that one season? No. Has he been in the Premier League?
Listen, you know what? No. We didn't even name Rodri.
I know.
For an honourable mention.
Yeah, he has just won the Ballon d'Or as
well.
Yeah,
that's a very good point. But I still don't think... I think all those guys, maybe bar Vieira, that we put ahead of him, are worthy of being ahead of him. I would say Roy Keane's Prem career is probably better than Rodri's. Rodri also won it because the standard's
gone down. The standard's gone down,
and that factors in Euros as well.
Yeah,
and Roy Keane wasn't going to win anything with Ireland. So
no, definitely not. You want to play Henry on the left?
I want to play Henry on the left.
Listen, Henry is going to be in the team.
He is in the team.
Yeah, he has
to play him up front.
I personally would play him up front.
Yeah, I'm just not convinced. When someone has over 300 goals in another league, I struggle to put, and spent like the brunt of their career in another league, I do struggle putting them in a Prem 11. He's known for La Liga. Talent-wise, probably the best player that's ever played in the Prem. But you're going off he left at 24. You're going off 6 seasons. And then he came back and, wasn't as successful for one reason or another. But I think for the players that you can put in up front, I think it's worth leaving Ronaldo out. And I even think you could say Giggs ahead of him, personally, in terms of Prem careers.
I can't agree.
Okay, well, I guess I'm the odd man out here.
I wouldn't feel right posting this without putting Ronaldo in. The backlash that we would get.
Yeah, I would say it'd be more controversial.
The unsubscribers that we would get.
Unsubscribers?
Yes. People that would unsubscribe.
We got to patent that, by the way. That's a new term. Unsubscribers.
But yeah, I just can't. I'd put Ronaldo on the right and then fit Giggs on the left. I think Giggs...
No. I would keep Ronaldo on the left.
No.
Think of who we have on the right, bro.
Who do you put on the right?
Salah, yeah.
Salah has to be in there.
We haven't mentioned Hazard, by the way.
I know.
Sorry, that's the thing.
Yeah.
When you're doing this and you're knocking this off, there's so many people that you forget about.
We'll probably be done with this and be like, oh my God, how did we forget?
100%. Tonight during dinner, we'll be like, oh no, we didn't include him or him.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Hazard, unbelievable. One of the best talents in the Prem. I don't think he gets in this team on the left. So. Yeah, I think if you're going to go off output, Ronaldo far beats him. But yeah, so I guess we'll move on to the right. Who do you put on the right?
Salah.
Yeah, I think it has to be.
It has to be Salah.
This is crazy. So he's been in the league, I think, 7 seasons now. His least productive season was last season. He had 18 goals. Hazard's high in the Prem was 16.
It's crazy.
So his worst season, statistically, is better than Hazard's best season.
Wow.
He had 30-plus goals. He broke the record for a 38-game season. His first season in the Prem with Liverpool. Although we're going to forget about his time at Chelsea because I'm not going to lie. When we got rid of Lukaku and De Bruyne, I was like, those are great players. What are we doing? When we got rid of Salah, I was like, no worries. Because he could not finish for his life. Went away to the Serie A and then
he's just so efficient now. But even I've got to be honest, the way he controls the ball is so it doesn't look natural, does it?
He's just...
The way he plays is so uncomfortable.
Even when it's like winter time and he has his Under Armour and I don't know how I'm going to... He has him around his hands, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. You just look at him and go, this brother isn't switched on. But then he come out and did a pod the other day with the Liverpool podcast and was like, you have to be switched on. You might have a bad game, but you constantly have to be switched on. ready to dart, ready to make a movement because you never know where the ball. You have to anticipate.
I used to be a big Salah hater as well, to be honest.
Really,
I just think he was so overrated. So
really,
overrated, yeah.
Right
But
when you...
I didn't enjoy watching him play, and he always used to get compared to Hazard. And I said, the eye test, just watch Hazard.
Yeah.
Compared to Salah, I just couldn't. I don't know. Even now, like if I go back and watch Hazard, it's just so much more enjoyable than watching Salah.
I think
even
he's more fluid with it.
The way he controls the ball, the way he shoots,
exactly.
everything.
He's more fluid with it, but like you said there, in terms of output and stats,
which are very important.
18 goals, and that was his
worst
season.
And he also was
a
a major part of Liverpool winning their first title in 30 years.
Yeah.
You know, which is a huge accomplishment. Yeah. One thing I will say as a Chelsea supporter, and I really liked Hazard, but one thing that used to bother me about him compared to Salah and even Palmer now, who's Chelsea's current version of Hazard, I felt like when we needed someone to win a game, a lot of the time Hazard would just be dribbling. He wasn't direct. I was like, go win this game for us. There were times he was the third best player in the world. And I was like, go win this game for us. And he just wasn't that vital. And like, vital is the wrong word. He wasn't that ruthless, you know? And you could be like, oh, well, what about when he won Leicester, the Prem, beat that goal against Spurs? That season, he had like 3 goals. Like, he had some bad spells at Chelsea. He is unbelievable, and talent-wise, potentially the best player I've seen at Chelsea. But, yeah, I just don't think he gets in this 11.
It's that mentality.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to, again, we can't really do it justice here, but definitely read up on Mohamed Salah's story. Like, where that guy has come from and the sacrifices that he made to make it to the top, traveling 9 hours round trip to training growing up, you can't have anything but respect for him. And yeah, I think people that, you know, don't really like him, it has to do with his play style, but you know, it's just how the leagues change. It's a more direct league, you know, less artistry compared to, you know, the old Premier League. And
I think that's how football's changed, though, to be honest.
It doesn't make one way right or wrong, you know?
But even when we're comparing like the Ballon d'Or list now compared to 10 years ago, like the amount of players that are on it in comparison, Rodri winning it, being a holding midfield player, rather than the list like 10 years ago was mental, absolutely mental.
Yeah, but you could say that, and going back 10 years ago, or, you know, 20 goals a season for a striker was brilliant. Yeah. And Haaland smashes that. He had an injury-plagued season last year, and he had 29 goals. So you could say that, but what would you rather? A striker who has 20 and looks a bit better, or someone who's just so ruthless and gets goals?
Let me ask you something. Do you reckon Rodri was deserving of it? Would you have had Rodri to win Ballon d'Or? Would you say?
I think it's so tight between Vinny and Rodri. I think it's so tight. Have you actually heard the reason supposedly why Real Madrid didn't turn up? Supposedly, they were promised that every year they get told early that whoever's winning it, and they weren't officially told by L'Equipe or whatever they were going to win it, but they said you can organise your party, you can do everything. And obviously L'Equipe have been such big fans of Barca and been involved with Barca for a while. Yeah, so apparently they had told them like you can get your parties ready, whatever, and then they went and told Man City that Rodri has won the Ballon d'Or, and Man City, out of courtesy to Real Madrid, contacted them saying, I don't know if you know, but we've won the Ballon d'Or because we've heard that you're setting up all this stuff. And because of that, Real Madrid said, right, they've taken the mick out of us. We're not turning up to anything. So supposedly that's why.
Wow.
Well, yeah, you would. No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought it was just Vinny throwing his toys out the pram.
Nah, supposedly L'Equipe tried to like do him in and tried to basically embarrass him. They don't like Perez and everything, and yeah, that's why.
I mean, you know, Real Madrid, unbelievable season. Vinny is so good, but if it does include international tournaments, he was
so
pretty poor.
Yeah.
And
what were Vinny's stats? Oscar, can you get them up?
His stats aren't that great.
Vinny's stats.
20-something goals this season.
If I'm dead.
Which I think he had 20, off the top of my head, I want to say 23 goals. I might be wrong. But
he was just good in the He's like very good in the Champions League.
Yeah, in La Liga he wasn't unbelievable, and
if anything, Bellingham at the start of the season especially was loads better than Vinny.
Also, like, you know, I know it does factor in international tournaments, and Norway didn't qualify, but Holland had 29 goals in the Prem.
Yeah.
That is a crazy
and no one
number.
even shouted his name.
No one says his name.
No one shouted his name.
But again, that's because purist. You know, he doesn't get involved with the play. Vinny is an absolute joke. And the way that he has become more efficient, because when he first came to La Liga, he would beat people the same way he does now, and then he would just pass it out of play.
His finishing
Have
was so
you
bad.
have
Yeah.
you seen the size of him? It's just his body. His legs are
Yeah,
just.
so athletic.
Damn.
That's a
You
brother's
were,
brother.
you
Bro-
were definitely going for a sexual innuendo then.
His eyes lit up when he said Vinny's body. That's crazy.
First said,
But
you see
nah.
the size of him. It's crazy.
No, but like honestly, like the size of his legs, they're like tree trunks, like his glutes and all. Like he's just.
That is. I don't even.
I actually can't take you too seriously because I'm trying to be serious.
Talking
here.
about his glutes.
the size of him,
about
bro. That's why he's so powerful and so direct.
We're talking about glutes on pod. That's crazy.
Wow. Wow. I thought I knew you, bro.
Against Dortmund a month ago, how good he was. We just ripped it up the second half.
He's just so sharp.
That
He's so
is
quick on the
So
mark.
good. Yeah, that counterattack goal where he just runs 70 yards, cuts in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's a lot of talk about someone in La Liga for an all-time Prem 11. But yeah, so what do we have across the four? We have Ronaldo, Lampard, Scholes, and then Salah.
Yeah.
No
This-
David Beckham mentioned at all?
No, I didn't think
Six-time
of him.
league winner.
I didn't
Yeah.
think of him, but it lost.
I did actually see that he's played maybe like just a few less games than Salah now, like 10 less games. Salah's got over 100 more goals and he's got like 5 less assists.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
Okay.
I mean, he came to the MLS, I want to say, at 30, and then he probably left the Prem at like 26. So,
But David Beckham was just a cult hero in England. Like,
yeah, he's an unbelievable player.
Yeah.
Right? But he spent a good chunk of his career outside of the country. It's great. He retired, I want to say, in 2014 or 2013 playing for PSG, and he left the Prem probably in 2000, right after the Euros. No. Right before the Euros. So 2003, he probably spent 10 years of his career playing outside of England, which for an English player is mental. You don't see that all the time. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So where games are won, I guess, up front. What are we saying?
non-negotiable Thierry Henry up front. Has to be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Has to be.
Potentially the best ever Prem player, which we could probably talk about in another episode. But
I definitely think he is, but that's... I'm not impartial. Obviously, being an Arsenal fan, growing up a massive Thierry Henry fan.
is he the only one for 20 goals and 20 assists in the same season? It is just him, right?
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. That's like De Bruyne's creativity and Harry Kane's finishing in one player. And he's just so iconic for the Prem as well. So, yeah, he definitely has to be in.
What a player, man.
Yeah.
I think that's non-negotiable.
Yeah.
This
But
is where it's going to get a
Listen,
little bit...
I've got a name in my head here that I'm
Let's throw out some names. I think Aguero definitely has to be mentioned.
Yeah.
180 plus goals, 5 Prem titles, probably the best Prem moment of all time.
Yeah,
With that
without doubt.
winner against QPR.
180 goals.
180. He has more goals than Henry in the
Wow.
league. He has more goals than Henry. He has 3 more titles. He's probably not as good of a player as Henry in terms of like actual like impact. Like Henry can
Individually,
just run through 5 players and score.
Sorry,
But
that's insane.
I
stats.
love Aguero. He's an absolute joke. Drogba deserves a mention. I don't think he gets in the team, but
Deserves
for
a
his
mention.
impact on the league, 4 titles, that's definitely deserving of a mention.
We were speaking before about Andy Cole.
Andy Cole, unbelievable player.
I think it might be 189 goals. That's a rough guess, by the way. And no penalties.
Yeah, he's
0 pens.
Wow.
he's close to 200. He had, I think, 34 goals in a season. That was when there were 22 teams in the league, but he still had the record, which is mental until Holland broke it. Won a ton of titles with United, so definitely deserves to be up there. You have to mention Harry Kane. Again, he didn't win the league, so I don't think he can be in it, but if he chose to spend his whole career here, who knows? I bet he'll come back and beat it. But he's only like 50 goals off, and
Do you reckon he'll come back and beat it?
I think if he wins the Champions League with Bayern in the next like 2 years, he would come back. I think he just went for trophies and somehow didn't win one his first year, which is actually
But they're
the poor
smashing it
guy.
at the minute in the league.
scoring so many,
They're-
as
well.
they'll
just makes that
they'll
league
win
look
the
so
league
easy, doesn't it?
comfortably.
He scored so many pens, by
I
the
think
way.
he scored 36 goals in his first season in the league.
That's so good.
Yeah, it's
That's
crazy.
How many
good.
he scores so many pens. I've seen like he had a hat trick of pens in the Champions League this year. I've seen him play like 3 or 4 times.
Well,
He's
his
had
hat-trick-
braces of pens every game.
His
I've
hat
seen
trick
him.
the other day, he had 2. He had
Yeah.
a brace from his
Well,
first
let's
2
let's be
Mental.
real. That league is so much easier than the
Yeah.
Prem. It's so
It
much
is,
easier.
Who
but
was
it's
it who was
still
saying?
a very,
It's
very
a very
tough
good league. A very
Yeah.
good league.
It's so hard to come back, bro. It's so hard to
Yeah.
go from
But
the
look at-
Bundesliga to Prem.
Look at Elise. Elise, he was great at Palace, right? He was great at Palace. He looks like one of the best wingers in the world,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? and Timo Werner went and ripped it up. Came to England, couldn't hit a barn door.
Even Havertz.
You said it the other
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
You said the boys that come from the Bundesliga. You got loads. Havertz, Werner,
Bundesliga tax, man.
Sancho.
And Kunku's an unbelievable player, and he had injury players or injury problems, but he can't get in Chelsea's 11. And he was the season he left. He was the leading scorer in the league. It's just it is an easier league. There's no
100%.
doubt about it.
100%.
It's a great league, but the lines are so much higher, so pace counts for so much more in that league. But Kane, who has definitely lost a yard of
lines
pace,
are so
by the
much-
way, is doing so well.
The lines are so much higher, but like the defenders are just slow as hell as well. It makes
Yeah.
no sense. Like
Yeah.
you think tactically they just start playing low blocks and stuff. They just don't do it.
Yeah. It's a very, very different league. But then you have players like Sadio Mane went and struggled. And he was doing great that season that he left. He had one season there, didn't do great.
Yeah.
They scraped by, won the league on the last day. Bellingham's done better
Then I think some
in La
players-
Liga than Bundesliga.
If you look at say like Mane, like he doesn't speak German. Look over there, end of his career, he's thinking probably
Yeah, you have someone from
forgot that he
Senegal
really
moving
went
to
there.
Germany. It's not
Yeah.
easy. And it took him a few years. Like, he was good at Southampton, but he wasn't the player he was on Liverpool for a few years. But then you have to also think age comes into play, and maybe that's why he wasn't as good initially in England. He was young and getting the terms of the league, but
how young was he? The passport debate. We've got a lot of talk.
the
about
old
passport
Samuel
debate.
Atu, yeah. What a player, by the way, Samuel
Very
Atu.
good.
Doesn't come into our conversation here.
Could be in the World XI conversation.
Are there any more that we're forgetting?
Wayne Rooney.
Rooney has. That's what I wanted
Shearer,
to
we
do.
haven't spoken about Shearer, the top goal scorer.
Yeah, well, I think he's gonna get in our team. He has. Does he again ahead of
I
Rooney?
actually think that Rooney's ahead of him.
I
for
think
me.
Rooney could be
But
ahead of him.
again, from what I said at the start of the pod, this is from a perspective of three lads that are born in 98.
Yeah.
I wonder how many
99.
goals would get chalked out for
Like
Alan
offside.
Shearer.
Be
Yeah,
interesting.
VAR.
Be
Yeah.
interesting to see.
I think with Rooney as well. I think he actually might be the best player that's ever played in the Prem.
Yeah.
He played all over and on the wings. He played up front. He played as a secondary striker when he was with Van Persie. Finished his career playing central midfield. Just an absolute joke of a player whose probably willingness to help a team negatively impacted his career.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's a
I
winner,
think
man.
yeah. I mean, that's probably I think he is probably the best player in the Prem in history, I would say.
And you want to leave him out for
No, I'm not leaving him out.
top goal scorer?
I'm not leaving him out.
Thing is though, how can we leave out the top goal scorer?
I
That
wanted
is
to
crazy.
do a 4-3-3 with him in the 10. And then
You wanted to have no Ronaldo, Shearer instead.
I wanted to have Rooney in the 10 ahead of Scholes and Lampard, Henry, Shearer, and Salah off the right. But yeah, do we leave out Shearer won a title with Blackburn?
Yeah,
Like-
but at the time, Blackburn were...
Yeah, no, it is true. They
It's
were
a different
Exactly.
time.
partnership with Chris Sutton up front. He had 3 seasons in a row where he broke 30 in the Prem. Shearer's numbers are better. 260 Prem goals. He's 54 ahead of the next player. And we're going to leave him out.
But then,
Oh, but you can't leave Rooney out.
then the argument, I think he scored.
For our generation, you can't.
I think he scored 62 or 52 penalties within that. And obviously, you look at Andy Cole. Andy Cole only scored 189 goals, no pens. He's only 10 away from Shearer. Never took a pen in his life. you know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, but now are we hurting Shearer for not moving to United and staying at Newcastle and only winning 1 Prem? Right? Like, it's a tough one. All right,
Yeah. Like,
what's
look
your
at
gut?
Rooney's-
My gut says Rooney.
My gut says Rooney.
But I don't
Yeah.
know that's my just recent
it's
bias.
our generation.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's
He
going to be
was-
some people that be raging at this.
That was
Oh,
my
100%.
my first ever England kit was a Rooney kit.
Really?
Yeah, I bought one over the summer, the year 2004 kit. I mean, the way he just came on the scene at 18, he was England's best player.
Yeah.
He's had such a strange career where you almost feel like there was more left in the tank, and he's younger than Ronaldo. Ronaldo's still playing, and he doesn't look in the best condition, but it's just it's such a good
it's
player.
mad
Plymouth
when
manager
you-
at the moment.
It's mad when you look at Rooney
Lost
now.
6-1 last night, by the way.
I know.
Yeah, I saw
said-
Pieface said this is sack the ball.
Gotta go, yeah.
He said-
League 2 squad.
He said his 18s would have gone out and conceded less.
Is that what he said?
Yeah. I actually think he's
He's actually
know-
not done too bad, with the budget and everything. He's actually doing okay.
Is
I
he?
will say with
he actually
Rooney,
is.
he's a player that, I think he probably struggled to manage his career. He was drinking problems probably during his career, and, he had all those off the pitch issues. the way that he's managing a team when he struggled to manage himself during his career is unbelievable. I think he actually he did great at Derby. I said that correctly. I always struggle with that one. Derby.
Yeah.
Did well at DC United. I don't think he actually did that well at DC United, but again, it doesn't really matter in the
He's
MLS.
famous for that crazy assist.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but it doesn't
So
matter in the
you-
MLS if you finish 8th versus 13th because playoffs. But he's doing well with Plymouth. They're outside the drop zone at the minute, and yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the most important thing. Is my granddad being a Plymouth fan is just about surviving, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think that they're allocating funds in the best way, and they weren't playing too bad. And there's a lot of hesitation when Rooney took over, obviously after the Birmingham City stuff. So now
Yeah.
they started to go a little bit well, and then a shock result, or not a shock result, but a big result like that happens. It's kind of oof.
Yeah.
So to be honest, by the time this comes out, it could actually be
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah,
Like, that's
football
just-
moves so
yeah.
quickly, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, or they could be like 12th.
Yeah,
Like
and that
goes
league,
one or
that
two
league is
way.
relentless as well.
Yeah,
It's
it's
so
nuts.
tight, so tight.
What did his son tweet when he got sacked from Birmingham?
Saying that he didn't have a good bunch of players to pick from, and then he
Yeah.
started battering some players. That is so funny about like social media nowadays. I remember Mourinho's son talking about like when he was at Chelsea the second time around, saying like, "Yeah, but Willian's been terrible this season" or something. And you know Mourinho's gone home and like said something to his
100%,
son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Saying, "Oh, like Willian's been crap this
Kai
season."
Rooney.
Yeah. That's what
Oh.
I mean. It definitely comes from when he comes home and that's his place
course,
to,
yeah.
to vent, like speaks to.
I'm pretty sure he said like
Colleen
some of
and
the
them.
lads are just giving up and stuff like that.
Yeah. What about Kai Rooney as well, by the way? Like, takes pictures of his boots after every game, like, lost to Liverpool 7-6, scored 5.
No, he was lost 5-4, scored all 4.
Yeah, that was it.
With the snooze and the
It's so
passion
funny.
of it as
Yeah.
well.
But to be
That's
fair,
what
he
that
looks
fella
decent,
does
to be
right
fair.
there. He looks very good. from
Yeah,
the training
both feet as
videos.
well.
Yeah,
He's lefty.
left-footed.
Yeah, he looks
yeah.
very good. I say he's got that bit of aggression as well that his dad have.
Which is tough when you have such
Yeah.
a nice upbringing, because,
Exactly.
yeah, I mean,
You're-
Rooney was
you have everything
a
you
street
need.
So
footballer.
rough, yeah.
Exactly. You have
Yeah.
everything you need. Like, where's that drive? Where's that hunger coming from when it's given to you?
All right, so what are we saying our team is? So it's Czech, Ashley Cole, Rio Ferdinand, John Terry, Kyle Walker. That's our back line. And then Ronaldo, Scholes, Lampard, Salah. And then we're sticking with Rooney and Thierry Henry up top.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think many teams are beating that, to be fair.
No.
So obviously we've left some big names out, but, you know, I think it's...
I'm happy with it.
And then
Yeah.
we're putting in a manager.
Ooh.
So,
Sir Alex
that's
has to be, surely.
It has to be
Oh,
Sir
yeah.
Alex.
It has to be Sir
Has to
Alex.
be
Oh
Sir
yeah, it
Alex.
has to be. Yeah. I was gonna
Although
say.
Guardiola's come in and revolutionized the league. I mean, he's won the Prem every season. I think he's been in for 8 seasons. He's won it 6 out of 8. That's
impressive.
So impressive.
It's so impressive, but it got, yeah.
Then I
it's-
do think about-
Jesus, that is so
Yeah.
And Sir Alex, by the way, there was no big 6 back then.
Yeah.
3 teams could realistically win it.
They've won
Typically.
it 4 years in a row. Do you know how hard that is to win the Premier League 4 years in a row?
Yeah.
Did you actually see him last night?
Points record.
Yeah, bro said he's gonna
Scratching
start.
his
His face. I want to.
Bro said he's gonna
Yeah, he
harm
actually
himself.
apologized for that today.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say. I was thinking that, but I was like, do we touch upon that in pod because
Yeah, we might cut that out.
people might
But,
get offended? But yeah, that was bro spoke from the heart. That's crazy.
My goodness.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought, damn.
yeah.
it's one of those where he just gets hurt because of his age
Yeah.
at this point. You know, if we're having this conversation in 20 years, I think it's such a different style of management as well. I think Ferguson was more like a disciplinarian. Like I've heard him likened to like a headmaster at a school.
He had better people around him.
Yeah,
Rather than being the tactician. Yeah.
But Guardiola, I mean, the impact that
He's a
he's had
genius.
on. Look at how like a team like Gateshead in the National League play.
It's world football. Yeah, exactly.
That comes from Pep. You have teams playing out in the 5th, 6th tier of English football because of the influence of Guardiola.
Even when we played Stenning last year, remember that?
They were
They were
unbelievable.
step
playing
5,
out.
playing on 4G, and they were playing
Yeah,
out
they
like.
were, yeah.
But look at the relegation teams this season, like Southampton. They'll probably go
We
down
said that
because
yesterday.
they're
Russell Martin,
so
man.
committed
Yeah.
to playing a good style of football versus teams that would go up, they would just hoof it.
JT actually said that. I don't know if you see it on his Instagram. He said this idea of trying to play out from the back. Like sometimes you can just get the ball forward and play off scraps and be ugly and be aggressive.
Worked for Burnley
Well,
for
you've
10
seen-
years. They stayed in the
Yeah,
Prem.
you've seen it from even
You
our
know,
level. It's very effective.
So Grimesy, my mate from Bath, his brother obviously played for Swansea, and he said that like when Russell Martin was the gaffer there, he was just crazy. Like
Really?
everything was played out for back. They developed a a goal kick where if they wanted to make them go long, they would obviously try and play out.
Mm-hmm.
But if the team was happy for them to play out, they play a 1-2 with the keeper, and the keeper would become the centre half, and he
Really?
would join them in the back four,
mental.
and the centre half would go, and it'd be like a back four, but the keeper. So if they lost the
Really?
ball, it
Really?
happened before where
Yeah.
the keeper's about 30, 40 yards out from goal,
Yeah.
but that's just how they wanted to play, and it was absolutely mental.
You know what I'd love to do? I'd love to go in somewhere and pick the brains and just watch maybe a week's worth of training and just pick the brains of these top coaches.
But the thing is, like in the championship, you can get away with it because
yeah, of course.
people make mistakes a lot of times,
Of
and
course.
as long as you trust your team to be able to break them down, everything fine. But in the Prem, if you make a mistake at the back, which is what you've seen, even when Alex McCarthy came out a little bit too wide, Salah scored.
It's
a goal.
so
I'm really annoyed. Not annoyed, literally, but my when I was at Dundalk, our assistant manager used to say there was a stat, and it was quite high. The percentage of it was goals from turnovers, from obviously making a mistake and teams just countering you and punishing you for your mistake. And it's quite high, the percentage.
Yeah.
So you get punished the higher you go up, for sure.
I think someone like Russell Martin, who definitely is a great footballing brain, part of what frustrates me and would definitely frustrate me if I was a Southampton fan, it seems to me that he is angling for a move to a top team, like how Company did, off his play style. He doesn't actually care if they go down. He's hoping that, big team, whether it be in Italy, Germany, or in England, says, well, hold on, the way that he gets these players to play, if I give him an extra 100 million in his budget, imagine what he could do at our club. And I mean,
Quite cheeky, actually, isn't it?
in what world does a manager, Vincent Kompany, get relegated with Burnley? And then most gaffers get sacked for that. And he got a job at one of the biggest clubs in the world. It's just, it does feel like they're kind of angling for their own careers, which, let's be real, football's a game of looking out for yourself. So I understand where they're coming from, right? Then you have Steve Cooper, who, did great things with Nottingham Forest, stays committed to them, trying to stay up, you get sacked. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword in play styles for lower teams.
Right, I think it's probably a perfect place to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Enjoyable episode.
That I was gonna say, bro. Some of the ball knowledge you came out with there.
Some stats, some off the top of my head, or some research, some off the
crazy.
top of my head.
Do you know what I mean?
Hey, and shout out Oscar actually behind the camera. So Oscar's been
Unbelievable
good
job.
today.
Unbelievable
He
job.
He was
Very
even
good.
like, holding up little people on the phone that you thought,
Yeah. That was actually very cold.
We'll let you
More
off now
initiative.
for the Saliba
You
shot.
watch now, one of these camera angles will be gone.
It
he's
is-
got
He
hey,
could-
more initiative than Tops though.
with this
Yeah.
podcast, I wouldn't be surprised. But we
That's
always
what
move.
I like I said to you in the Joe Rogan experience, was it Jamie?
Jamie, yeah.
Jamie, what's the blah, 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 blah? That's what Oscar was doing today. Just showing us a few players, making us remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Say no
You're
more.
Jamie.
Yeah, as I get you in for the next one.
Yeah.
Down too hard.
Well, thanks for everyone who stayed till the end. Please just remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, all of them.
Yeah.
Tell family,
Share to a
friends.
friend. Show to a friend.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, obviously just starting out, coming up on about 9 months of doing this and loving every minute and glad we're back together.
Yeah, thanks. But it's grown as well. Like, we only put it out, last week that we hit 1,000?
Yeah.
I think we've got 1,000 now, 45 subscribers.
Yeah.
There
So
you go.
it's doing well. And buy stock now, as they say.
Yeah.
All right.
We up.
Yeah. Thank
Peace.
you guys. Peace.